This is Tank's Vlog for November 5th, 2018. Wrapping up the day in sports. We are brought to you by Allow Me to Be Frank, the weekly podcast you can hear on SoundCloud and iTunes. Click listen to any of our great episodes. We should have a new episode dropping on Tuesday. It's one of the great things you get to see here. Get to hear my wonderful insights weekly on SoundCloud and iTunes. We are now officially at the midway point of the NFL season. And to celebrate, we no longer have any undefeated teams. 1972 Dolphins record is safe one more year. The last undefeated team to fall was the Los Angeles Rams, who were beaten in a back-and-forth game by the New Orleans Saints, 45-35. The Saints got a great game by Drew Brees, who, geez, what a year he's having. You know, if only Nick Saban made the right call all those years ago. Just think of how much better the Dolphins would be. But no, he had to have Dante Culpepper. Friggin' moron. But the Saints got the job done today. And I like the Michael Thomas touchdown, where he lifted the goalpost and found the flip phone that he hung out there. That was might have even been the same flip phone that Joe Horn used back in 2003. And then Joe Buck, oh, how dare he! They ought to take that touchdown away! This is evil! This is wrong! This is excitement and fun! That's a cell phone I can't advertise! It's old! But if it had been the AT&T Razor, I would have no problem with that, because I could extort to you the virtues of the AT&T Razor. Because I am a shill. I am an awful announcer. I suck. I'm Joe Buck, the man who sucks. But the Saints won. The Saints are also 7-1. They haven't lost since opening day. So we got a barn burner. We got some really good teams at the top of the NFL and some really cruddy teams at the bottom of the NFL. And of course, Michael Thomas' touchdown was a tribute to what Joe Horn did against the Giants back in 2003. And just stop it already. It was paying homage to something. There was a funny celebration then, and it was a funny celebration again today. The current Miami Dolphins, they won. They won. They won a game that was about as ugly as anything you could imagine. As they swept the Jets, winning today 13-6. As both teams set offensive football back decades. Brock Osweiler was in there again. Didn't do anything. Didn't have any turnovers. Didn't have any touchdowns. It was basically try to hand the ball off to Frank Gore. Try to hand the ball off to Frank Gore. Try to hand the ball off to Frank Gore. Okay, let's see if we get a completion. No inventiveness with the offense. Nothing. Vanilla. And and they actually won the game because the Jets were somehow worse. Sam Darnold was picked off 4 times, including a nice pick 6 by Jerome Baker there. And what a brutal game that was. Spencer Long, what was he doing? I mean, that was a Mackie Sasser level yips that he had trying to get the ball to Sam Darnold. And you want to talk about yips. Todd Bowles. Clock management is bewildering, confusing, to say the least. That's about the way to describe how the Jets manage timeouts. And you know, it looks like the Todd Bowles era is about to end. A lot of people were questioning how he ran the game. A lot of people were questioning what he said after the game. And when people start turning on you that much, chances are you're not going to survive. And Unless the Jets finish strong, I think Todd Bowles is sealed his fate and will not be the coach beyond this season. In other action, it was the Bears 41-9 over the Bills as the Nathan Peterman show continued as he got picked off 3 more times, including another pick six. Oh, boy. You know, Colin Kaepernick can walk into any courtroom, and when he has his lawsuit against the NFL, he can present the evidence. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you footage of Nathan Peterman in action. And they'll have the music come up here. It'll be some sort of comedy music. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, good God. I think at this point, I could be a better quarterback than Nathan Peterman. I mean, I know I couldn't be any worse. There isn't any worse. This is the worst. The standard has now been set. Nathan Peterman, you are the worst quarterback in the history of the NFL. Congratulations. Now, quarterback on the other side of the ledger is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, yet another terrific night. 375 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, as the Chiefs beat a fairly game challenge from the Cleveland Browns and Greg Williams' coaching debut, 37-21. Kareem Hunt, 141 yards total offense, 50 through the air, 91 on the ground with 3 touchdowns. Travis Kelce had a big game with 2 touchdown receptions, and it's just the Chiefs just running through everyone like a buzzsaw. The Vikings, they beat the Lions today, 24-9. A nice steady effort. I mean, it wasn't anything to write home about, but they got the win at home. The Atlanta Falcons had their best game of the season. Julio Jones finally got in the end zone. Matt Ryan passed for 350 yards with 4 touchdowns as they went into Washington, beat up the Redskins 38-14, and are now back to 4-4. And the Redskins in the NFC East right now, which is the NFC least, came back to earth quite a bit. It was the Panthers 42-28 over the Buccaneers. Ryan Fitzpatrick fell behind, tried to get the Panthers back in the game, but the Buccaneers defense is just brutal. It was the Ravens suffering a third straight loss, falling to the rival Pittsburgh Steelers 23-16. As Ben Roethlisberger had 2 touchdowns and 270 yards passing, got a little roughed up, but in the end was able to find a way to play. And you know, Ben Roethlisberger, you're going to have to put him in a casket to get him off the field. We got the Texans beating the Broncos 19-17. Broncos had their chances, but Shane McManus missed 2 field goals that were key. He missed, that was all about kickers missing kicks in that game. Speaking of kickers missing kicks, Caleb Sturgis missed 2 extra points and a field goal. It didn't hurt, though, as the Chargers were able to hold off a late rally from the Seahawks 25-17. In the Sunday night game, it was the battle of the quarterbacks, which NBC tried to call the battle of the GOATs. I mean, come on. You could make an argument Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. But Aaron Rodgers, give me a break. Aaron Rodgers is really good. He's great. But GOAT, come on now. I think we're starting to overuse the term GOAT if we want to call Aaron Rodgers the GOAT. He might be the greatest quarterback in Packer history, and we're talking a franchise that had 2 legendary Hall of Famers in Bart Starr and Brett Favre. But the GOAT? Come on. I don't even know if he's a top 10 all-time quarterback. I mean, he might be just outside the top 10. I mean, he's in the conversation for the top 10, but GOAT, give me a break. And right now, the Packers are a mess. Their defense just got utterly picked apart by Tom Brady. 294 yards. Josh Gordon had 130 yards receiving on 5 catches, a touchdown. It was just an ugly game. It was close up until the fourth quarter, and the Patriots just got 2 scores, and that was all she wrote. Right now the Packers are in big trouble of missing the playoffs second straight year. They're 3-4-1. We got the Bears ahead of them, the Vikings ahead of them. 2 teams in the South that are better than them, and they need a serious winning streak if they want to have any hope of coming back and making the playoffs. NBA on Saturday. It was the Brooklyn Nets stunning the 76ers 122-97. Nets have played pretty good so far this year. They're 4-6. They could be better, they could be worse, but yeah, they're showing signs. They're showing signs of things starting to get turned around a little bit. It was the Bucks beating the Kings 144-109 as Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, had a triple-double, 26 points, 15 rebounds, 11 assists, as the Bucks improved to 8-1. The Wizards' 7-game losing streak came to an end thanks to the New York Knicks. Knicks fell to 3-7 as they were beaten by the Wizards 108-95. I guess when it comes to the Knicks, everybody beats the Wiz except the Knicks. It was the Magic stunning the Spurs in San Antonio, 117-110. The Suns eclipsed the Grizzlies, 102-100. It was the Clippers, 111-81 winners over the Timberwolves. And the Raptors went into LA, got off to a big start early, and cruised to a 121-107 win. Serge Ibaka, 34 points, 10 rebounds, lead the way. As the Lakers continue to scuffle, big news there is that Magic Johnson's not happy. He's basically giving Luke Walton, you better turn this thing around or your ass is going to be fired. And with Tyronn Lue, LeBron's puppet, out there, I really think Luke Walton's days are numbered. If the Lakers don't start putting together a winning streak soon, don't be surprised to see Tyronn Lue on the Lakers sideline going, yes, LeBron. Yes, LeBron. You want some water, LeBron? What place should I call next, LeBron? Yes, LeBron. Yes. Yes, that is a good idea, LeBron. NHL on Saturday. Saw the Rangers continuing their good play lately as they came off a 3-0 California swing and beat the Sabres 3-1. It was the Lightning in overtime 4-3 winners over the Senators, and the Ducks beat the Blue Jackets in overtime 3-2. Today's 3 stars are Drew Brees of the Saints, Kareem Hunt of the Chiefs, and Cam Fowler, who had all 3 goals in the Ducks' 3-2 win over the Blue Jackets. Our birthday shout-out today goes to the big disruptor, the guy that makes all the great catches, but seems to catch all the flack as well for the New York Giants, and that is Odell Beckham Jr., who turns 26. And we take a look back to 2002, when Mike Richter, a legendary goalie for the New York Rangers, making a save against the Edmonton Oilers, accidentally gets kicked in the head, fractures his skull, suffers a major concussion that basically never played again. He had 301 wins at that point. That was his last win, as the Rangers won the game, but Mike Richter would never play again. So check out the full story at Barstool Sports and the Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives. And of course, don't forget to listen to Allow Me to Be Frank on SoundCloud and iTunes. And hopefully this computer will let me upload this thing.